You are now listening to About That Business, hosted by Rom Wills. Rom Wills is an entrepreneur and personal coach who has helped people reach their fullest potential personally and professionally. Take it away, Rom.
Thank you, Marshall. When someone offers money for your business. You know what? I was on Instagram the other day, right? And there's a photographer I follow on there. He has some nice stuff. You can see he's going to be big. He's already had his work featured in like some national publications and stuff, and some of his models have been featured, and some people might even, especially some of the women, might even have seen some of his models because they tend to be. He photographs mainly men, and let's just say he has a large following of women, right? And he said something interesting. He put a post on Instagram, and he said someone offered him $10,000 for his business, and he laughed it off. And I even posted something. I said $10,000 is an insult, right? One thing, and this will happen, if a lot of people in business look to buy other businesses, right? And y'all notice I've never talked about buying an existing business. I have never talked about it because I don't think in those terms, right? And, maybe I'll do something on that, right? And I think I haven't done anything on that because I think more in terms of building up my own stuff instead of taking over somebody else's thing, right? But, yeah, they offered him $10,000, and I was just like, are you kidding me? That's like that's roughly what I'm making a month. That's nothing, really. And this dude, and the thing is, the dude, he ain't take it. He just kind of laughed at it. But to me, it was an insult. Look, here's a general thing. You create a business, if someone offers you money for it, that's only because they've studied your business, they see how well it's going, and they've already figured out how they can make more money. I want you to say that again. They've already figured out how to make more money from it, right? I'm going to tell you what, I shouldn't mention this one, but I'm going to mention it anyway. If it get back to the people, hey, I just had to tell them to their face, hey, this is what I think. Now, I ain't going to be mean and call it. And very few people remember I used to work for this political website. I ain't going to call it the name, right? And it was two brothers who started it, right? And at first, they usually, you know what? I can't even remember whether they paid me or not, but I wrote articles for them. I might have given them the articles for free just for exposure, right? And eventually, a bigger company bought them, right? And they paid cash and offered some stock options, right? And basically just to do the same thing. So there's more resources, and I worked for them for a little bit, but I'll just say there's some issues, so I can't get into it too much, right? But when they bought it, I actually thought a lot of money was spent to buy the website, right? I found out later they were bought out for $50,000. I was like, are you kidding me? Look, if someone offers you money for your business, it's only because they feel like they can make more. Nobody's going to spend money on your business and think, oh, I'm just going to struggle here. If somebody offer you $10,000 for your business, that means they already figured out the way. Before they even got there, they already figured out the way to get to $1 million. Seriously, any business, anybody offering you money, they done studied it, or they know the industry you in, they know something, and they already got plans for your business, right? And some people would be dumb. Like, I'm quite sure somebody was offered, allow $10,000 or something to buy their business. Like, if they just really ignorant about it, right? Like, another thing, let me use another example for that, because it was the same thing. Like, when I first got into publishing, right, and I was going around to different writing festivals and stuff like that, it was a big thing when someone said a major company picked up their books. It was a major thing. And I remember one time I said, no, I ain't going to do that. And this black woman, she gave me this dirty look. She thought something was wrong with me. She actually thought, oh, something wrong with you. How come you wouldn't want one of these big publishing companies pick up your stuff? Right? but I already knew the game. I said, if this company think they can make $1 million off this book, that means I can make $1 million off the book. Because all they doing, they not really publishing the book. All they got is marketing. They just got better marketing. So my logic is this. All right, if somebody offer you money for it, really look into the business. Like, I know if you follow me, you've already researched what you're getting into, right? You've already researched what you're getting into. But if someone's offering you that money, you need to do some more research, because there's something you probably missed. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing, because even everything I do now, there's always more. You know, I have a catalog now of like better equipment to use just to look through it and everything. So there's always more. But that means they can make the money, and all you have to do is figure out, all right, if they saw the way to $1 million to make money, that means there's more money I could be making. Now, they might have access to different networks and stuff, but you can go for it. Like, let me use the book example again. Like, you had all these people. It's funny. You had all these writers who would sell out to bigger companies, right? They would sell out to bigger companies. And thing is, they weren't even making any money. A lot of times, they just getting advances, which they would lose. And then I knew one woman, she got picked up by a bigger company, but then she was still the one arranging all the tours and everything. And my thinking is this. I'm like, they weren't even paying for her plane flights or anything. She was arranging stuff. I'm like, well, what was the point? And the funny thing with it, by me maintaining control over it, I'm still making money off the books and not someone else. I'm not paying somebody else's kids, you know, because these big companies, they get your stuff and they control it. And then you barely make any money. Like, it's hard pressed to see any of these writers now who took that big route. I think one took that major route. There was, like, I'll call his name Omar Tyree. But even then, he still maintained some control over his private stuff. So he kind of split it. But someone offers you money for your business or even your product, anything like that, unless you just know you don't have the capacity. Like, sometimes it might be a case you have a product and you just don't have the capacity to really make it. Maybe. But even then, you can still work out something. You might get an investor or something and just say, hey, you can control it. Just give me a cut. That might be the best way to go if it's something major. But maintain control over it. Because, one, if someone offers you money for your business, that means you're doing the right thing. And that means it's like, wait a minute, let me look into some other stuff. Because, like I said, they're not going to tell you. They ain't going to tell you what they see. They just going to offer you some money and hope you do it. I mean, that's a lot of businesses, and that's normal. A lot of people do that. You look at somebody like Amazon. One of the reasons they got big was not just selling product, but buying other people's stuff. That's their biggest thing. If you look at what Amazon has done, and a lot of department stores do, a lot of people just buy somebody else's stuff. And it looks good, but then you lose control over it. But if you sit there and think, if you sit back, there's the thing. It might actually behoove you to, like, maybe hire a consultant in that industry, or talk to somebody, maybe a marketing company, and say, oh, wait a minute, if they say I can make this money, I can make this money too. All right? Because one of the things, especially if you follow, I'm gonna say this ain't business. I don't know if this is business school stuff. But you want to maintain control over your stuff. I mean, that's the big thing with a lot of musicians once they pass away. People trying to control their music. That was a big thing with Michael Jackson before he passed away, trying to get control over his stuff. Prince, a lot of these guys, they might get more into some conspiracy stuff, why that is. But somebody offer that money, just be like, no, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. They're not going to do anything to you. But maintain control over it. I mean, don't get greedy and think, oh, even if they offering you $1 million. And in all fairness, if somebody offered me $1 million, say, Rom, you know what? I'm offering you $1 million for control over all your videos, your books, all your intellectual property stuff. I would think about it for 2 seconds. No, I mean that. I would think about it for 2 whole seconds. I'd be like, but then that would be the time See, in that 2 seconds, I'm thinking, one, I'd be incredulous that they even offered me any money for my stuff like I would sell it. And two, to get the no out. Because I'll be like trying to say, I'll be trying to control myself from saying, fuck no. I had to like pause for a second and just say, no, thank you. That's the only 2 seconds. Seriously, because I wish somebody would offer me $1 million because I'm like, oh shit, that means I got more work to do and figure out. Anyway, right. So that's it for today, y'all. Y'all have a good day. Let's go make that money.